Hello everyone and welcome to a game of Plague Inc. Today we're going to be continuing with the newest iteration of my Ebola outbreak. I labeled it Ebola 2014 Outbreak DI, or Decreased Infectivity. I've been fooling around with the stats. Yeah, let's get rid of everything. Well, no, let's not. See, I've been testing out this new version, and it's extremely mutacious, not particularly effective, and very deadly. I've been trying to get it so that it produces results similar to what we've seen in the real world. I'm going to make it Terrasite. No, wait. Aerosite. Aerosite. We want Aerosite. We gotta spread. Lots of different places we gotta spread. Let's make it a Rurophile. I like Rurophile. And Cytochromatic Surge. Now, this is a lot like the old Ebola, but what I did was I went into all of the various symptoms and modes of transmission and so forth. I got rid of all of the infectivity and lethality from those, and I just tried to program infectivity and lethality from the starting stats. So here we are. Ebola strikes again. You are the deadly Ebola virus known throughout the world and universally feared. Time and again humanity has thwarted you by dying too quickly, but the failures of the past must not be repeated. Ebola outbreak in West Africa. As Ebola, you must begin in the poor rural states of West Africa. Infect and spread as quickly as you can, or your hosts will not avail you long. So we start on 18 of December 2013, which the original infection, they found a child in Guinea who died of Ebola around the end of December of 2013, so that's why I set the start date for about mid-December 2013. Because Ebola's incubation period is usually about 16 days at most. That's usually how long it takes to kill someone, if it's going to kill them. We're going to start in West Africa. That's where Guinea is. Now, I've modified this tree so that, as you can see, just as before, we have bats and we have wild animals and we have urine and blood, but actually none of these do anything except give multipliers for land, sea, urban, poor conditions. All those multipliers are the same, but they don't have any more infectivity and no more transmission and no more lethality. All of this is from starting stats. The severity, however, has remained. I left that because it needs to get noticed very quickly. That's how Ebola is. It gets noticed. And I've also added in a special property, you can see kind of up here. Once you get all 3 genetic reshuffles, you can get mutagenic reshuffle 1, 2, and 3, which will also reshuffle your DNA. It'll set back research, and it'll also increase your mutation probability. And it also decreases research rate. So we're just simulating Ebola's propensity to mutate. That's sort of its special thing. That and the fact that white people don't care much about it. So until it infects white lands, we tend not to research it much. We actually got a lot of research on it done in the last outbreaks, but they kind of quit the research when it was stopped. Otherwise we'd have a vaccine by now. Alright, and another thing I've modified is the transmissions. The starting cost of Air 1 and Air 2 is 20 DNA points, which is way above regular, because Ebola does not spread by air or water. It just doesn't. It's believed that it was originally a bird virus, possibly an insect virus, so I've decreased the cost of infecting birds, insects, rats, and livestock, but also of blood and blood tube, bats tube. I've decreased the cost of all that. Well, I haven't decreased bat too. But, we could take birds, we could take insects. I'm going to take insects. I always like to do insects. In a dry run where I don't do anything... Okay, we mutated something. We mutated something. New worrying disease spotted in West Africa. A diagnostic team in West Africa has identified a new disease which has been named Ebola. It is quite severe and must be investigated further. No other countries are reporting the disease. Okay, we mutated something. Now, just like before... Okay, cysts. Cysts are not bad. Cysts increase our infectivity, and so do abscesses, but they do not increase our lethality, yeah. Okay. I think we can take abscesses, that'll increase our infectivity. We don't really have to worry about severity, because we're already pretty darn severe. But right now I think I'm going... Yeah, abscesses actually sounds pretty good. The thing about these animal transmissions is they increase your mutation. And we're already pretty mutacious, so... Yeah, we want to be cautious here. A lot of playing this Ebola virus is just keeping yourself from getting too deadly. You want to de-evolve anything that's too deadly. And that's also kind of the danger with evolving new symptoms, because that increases your propensity of evolving more deadly things. The OOP symptom combo, sneezing and diarrhea. Yeah, you get the idea, sneezing and diarrhea. West Africa starts working on a cure. Pulmonary fibrosis, we don't want that. That is deadly. Okay. In a dry run where I don't do anything, it usually infects this part of Africa right here. Usually kills several million people, never wipes out any countries. Last time I ran it on a dry run, it spread over into South America, started infecting lots of places. They executed the infected people in Peru, so it didn't really spread in Peru, mostly Brazil. Lots of millions died, but it never wiped out any countries. We're going to try and wipe out the world. So we need more... Bats are good. Bats are very good. So are bugs. I think we're going to go for blood and bugs and just ramp it up. And we're going to have to fight that mutation. The mutaciousness is just insane. More blood. Yeah, infected bodily fluids able to pass through mucous membranes. It increases infectivity, especially in poor regions, and mutation chance. Yeah, we do not... Okay, hemorrhagic shock. See, I'm kind of conflicted over whether or not to put hemorrhagic shock, tumors, and systemic infection as its symptoms, because arguably it does do that. It's just searching for those terms in connection with Ebola, I didn't find anything. Those are more kind of the results of other symptoms than they are symptoms in themselves. Sort of ways of dying. Okay, extreme hematopathy. Pathogen uses host lymphocytes to replicate, increasing infectivity, especially in poor regions, and mutation chance. Partial genetic activation causes bats to mob and attack at humans at sight. That doesn't sound realistic, but we'll go with it. We want air. We want to get on those planes. It's expensive as hell. Total organ failure? Listen. No, bad. Ebola gets the spray bottle. West Africa shuts down seaports. That's not what we want. Profuse bleeding, we can't stop that. Ebola does cause profuse bleeding. Tumors, no, we don't want tumors. See, and being a virus means that we don't get points back when we repair our DNA with translation. We don't get points back. Korean border guard plans strike. 50,000 border guards are threatening to strike and disrupt traffic in the former DMZ due to unemployment. Former DMZ? Did something happen? Okay, yeah, we're ballooning in Africa. Probably because of all that blood and bugs, projectile vomiting. Tumors. Yeah, well, that's the name of the game, unfortunately. Yeah, see, Ebola right now in October has infected a total of 8,000 people, probably, and killed 4,000 of them. 4,500. 8,000, 9,000 infected, and 4,000 of those are dead. I have not been able to reach those exact numbers, but I can get about 4,000 dead in June or July, which is a few months short of where we need to be, but well, it's what I got. Total organ failure. Listen to that. Total organ failure. We do not need total organ failure. We need drugs. Drugs 1 and 2, and cold. And let's increase that research time. I know they're working on a cure, and we need to stop it. Now, I played this once before with some similar stats. It was a previous iteration. And we get a lot of DNA, which is why I added in these sort of high-cost genetic reshuffles. Okay, yeah, that's all working out fine. We want bats. Bats are great. If you look at those in the scenario designer, bats just really increase infectivity. Ebola mutation extraordinary. Alright. Hopefully we'll evolve, like, anemia and wow, okay. We'll evolve anemia, or paralysis, or insanity, and that'll make us harder to cure. I'm not going to spend DNA points evolving symptoms. No more than abscesses. I got abscesses. Problem is we have plenty of symptoms. Let's de-evolve that necrosis, that's very deadly. And we don't want systemic infection. That's another thing. I think I mentioned this before, and crap, I evolved it! I think I mentioned this before, but sometimes it'll mutate so fast that it won't give you the pop-up. Or you won't see the pop-up. That's just one of the dangers of this, unfortunately. Yeah, we're killing off Africa. We're doing very nicely there. US president taken out. Yeah, I can't get to I can't get very realistic here. There's a limit to how realistic we can be. And I think I may have reached it. Okay, we're gonna get water and birds. Did we get cold too? I think we have cold too. Okay. And we're gonna set that research back a bit. I'm gonna see if I can get as far as getting my mutagenic reshuffles. So at least I can show you that. Okay, we're gonna let the research rise up. Hypersensitivity, I believe that's actually good for us. I don't think that's deadly. De-evolve, it increases severity, it decreases... Okay, let's see, no. Increases likelihood of allergic reaction and can distract the immune system. Reach regions are particularly vulnerable. Yeah, I don't know if that decreases research, but we're just gonna leave it. It doesn't hurt us. Yeah, they're researching that cure. Paralysis. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, paralysis is a little deadly. But it does make us significantly harder to cure, so we're going to keep that. It's only a little deadly. Get another genetic reshuffle. Give ourselves a little more time. Alright, we're spreading, we're spreading. Pulmonary fibrosis, we do not want that. Let's get rats. We want to move up in the urban regions. And genetic reshuffle 3. And here you can see my mutagenic reshuffle. I don't know if that's quite right in the spelling, but that's what I call it. Mutagenic reshuffle. Runaway mutation leads to a sea change in Ebola's genetic structure, hampering cure research. And I need to put in there a thing that tells you that it increases your mutation propensity. But that changed with different iterations. Alright. Systemic infection mutated. No, bad! No, we want paralysis. Systemic infection is what we want to get rid of. Yeah, as you can see, Ebola causes coma. And hey, we infected Iceland. Yeah, but we cause coma, and that means we can easily evolve total organ failure or systemic infection. Very deadly. Okay. We've killed 2 billion people. No, 4 billion people. That's probably slowing down the research. Nuclear explosion in Norway. Immune suppression. Okay. See, I don't even get to tell you the news. We're playing as fast as we can because I know this isn't going to make it. I know we aren't going to make it there. But I'll evolve the birds anyway. Yeah, they've closed down their seaport. That's the thing that Ebola always does. The seaports, the airports, they close right down. But we have gotten a flight of birds to Greenland before. I'm not going to despair. It's a matter of luck. Getting Greenland with Ebola is kind of a no, bad. Is a matter of luck. Italy's government has fallen. Ukraine approves human experimentation. Central America's government has fallen. Yeah, I shut down all of the special events that aren't related to Ebola. Chances are we're going to wipe out everybody who's not in Greenland. That's how it's going to work out, probably. No, I'll keep the infectivity. It's only a little bit of lethality. Can we get any more infectivity? Kinda. I don't know. Yeah, mutagenic reshuffle is very expensive. Yes, that's right, Lee. It's not a game you win. Ebola's not about winning, guys. It's just about the experience. You know what's great is when I rewatch my videos when I'm checking for problems or whatever, and Lee is behind me, she can hear herself in the video, and she just starts singing her head off. Well, if you can call it singing, screeching. Isn't that right, Lee? Yeah, she's on top of my monitor right now. Alright, 50,000 infected. It's entirely possible. We could get a flight of birds to, yeah, Greenland. Iceland's infected. There's 4,000 people in Iceland. One of them can swim over to Greenland. Insanity symptoms? Nothing to worry about. That cure is 23 years away. 18 million people infected. We're slowly killing them off. Well, rapidly. Yeah. As I said, on a dry run where all I do is keep it from mutating, it'll just wipe out these areas. Not completely either. Only about half of the people in all these areas. What are you screeching about, Lee? Yes, you're very big. Immune suppression? I'm not gonna bother. We might as well just finish this off. Maybe I should add in a special victory condition of some kind. Because it's practically impossible to achieve victory just by killing the world. I don't know. Public defecation symptom combo. Yeah, that's a common thing with this. There's a whole ton of combos that Ebola is prone to getting. Yeah, we aren't seeing much news. There just aren't people in the world to give us news. Where are people left alive? Central Europe and Greenland, land of the healthy. 56,000 healthy. There are 56,000 people in Greenland? I gotta check that out on Wikipedia. Okay, Ebola has killed all its hosts. Some healthy people survived. Alright. Well, that's on my third iteration, actually. There were problems with my recording of the second iteration. See, and where you're seeing it right now is about as far as Ebola spreads on its own. But with our help, it's spreading out of Africa. It's taking Europe, taking America. Yeah, it's all a matter of chance here. Every once in a while we hit something similar to the real-life situation. Vaguely similar. See, the way I figure, there could be plenty of people infected that we just don't know about. In Plague Inc., you have godlike knowledge of the number of people infected. And my real problem with this is that it just doesn't simulate that some people survive the disease. Yeah, Ebola only kills about 50%, well, approximately 50% of the people who are infected. So, many of them survive, and it's believed they get an immunity, though that's never been proven. But there has never been known to be a case of somebody who once had Ebola being reinfected. So, that's somewhere they gotta go with this as they're developing it, is add in the possibility of healthy people with an immunity. Alright, so we ran for 961 days. That was a pretty good run. It's still much more infectious than it needs to be. I just don't know what to do about that. I don't want to go in and mess with the whole land modifiers and poor country modifiers. I kind of like those where they are, it's just... I don't know. Maybe I'll take another look at it before I publish it. But yeah, right now I'm thinking this is about as realistic as we can get. It's better than any of the other ones out there right now. Much more realistic than those. Alright, I'll see you guys around. Tune in for, say, my Hungry Texas videos. I'm putting those on right now. See you later.